Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. I'm going to try to get this video in real quick before the rush of cars start coming in and it gets loud here. As I have been remembering to do and mention, please like, share, subscribe. Anything you do with the channel helps it grow. It pushes it to the top. I will add the last video, Monday's video, has been our highest ranked video to date. So thank you. I noticed stuff like that, and I want to say thanks to any new subscriber and all my old subscribers too. Thanks for being here. In this video, we're going to talk about the RSX that was in Monday's video, give you a little bit of an update on that. Going to also talk about a car that was brought in that is running our Haltech package. You're also going to see me doing something a little bit different that I do. Figured I'd turn the camera on and cover that. It's going to be some Haltech stuff as well, so watch that. I get into a little bit about how much negativity there is in this industry, and it's sickening as a business owner. You can watch that, and then at the very end, I'm going to discuss. It's an 8th gen Civic Si. Wasn't able to get a ton of footage on it, but I did want to cover that, and you're going to see that all explained here. So, as I said, please like, share, subscribe. It helps the channel keep growing, and that's it. Let's get to it. So we got this RSX up on the dyno, and well, before I get into why the brake clean is there, I have some other clips that I have of this vehicle that I was getting in between. I wasn't able to feature as much as I kind of wanted to because I've been busy myself, but I do have 2 small clips of us when we did the injector. So in the last video, we talked about doing the E85 upgrade kit, and I did provide a link down below of what we sell. I'll do it so in this video as well, but a simple job such as installing injectors, well, watch what we encountered. And it's a short clip, but you'll see. And then you'll also see the idle, we had the idle surge going on. You're gonna see what we found that was missing more so. And then I think it was about 3 videos ago, I talked about a company specifically that I do not carry here. I will not stock the parts. I had to pull them from the shelf a while back, and this is another example why. So let me show you those other clips really quickly. Little update on the RSX that was having the idle surge. Well, we looked down there, and I'm sorry, there's a glare out here in the sun, so it's hard for me to see my camera, but it's got no IACV at all, and it doesn't have a block off. So just wide open ports. So we're calling the customer to see if he has the IACV. Really don't want to do a block off, as I said in my other videos. You know, daily driven cars should have an IACV, and that's, you know, you can, I think I got a Mythbusters video on that one too. But just wanted to update on this one. Okay, so as we were waiting for the customer to get back to us on the IACV, if he had one, if he wanted us to supply it, we started on the injectors, and well, look what happened. So just wanted to document this more so and show you guys that, you know, a simple job could go south fairly quickly. When we were removing his other injectors, the actual pieces on the injectors broke off and went right inside the injector hole, which then went inside the cylinder. So we fished them out. We got the injectors out. We're going to put the intake back on, new injectors, new fuel pump, flash the tune, and then ultimately dyno tune it. But yeah, how's your Monday going? Okay, so after we took care of everything, we put an idle air control valve on the car. The surging went away, of course. Now, it is on the dyno, in case you can't see or tell. After 10 minutes of partial throttle, surging idle came back, and I'm going to show you exactly where it's leaking from. And now I understand. Let me hop up here. And the other video that I did, I think 3 videos back or so, about it was a K-tune clutch master and how the guy, clutch master cylinder, how the guy only had it on for 10 months and already failed. And I went on about how I will not stock K-Tune products here. I will let people know, hey, you know, K-Tune products have issues. And it's nothing that, like, I'm not just making this up. You can go on the internet, you can search, you can go on Facebook and search. A lot of problems surround that company, and more so the lack of their customer service. Now, I don't know if the customer service has gotten any better, but the products are still, The products are from overseas. They're just rebadged. And, you know, I'll say this too. A lot of products come from overseas. It comes down to the quality control. And if you've been in this scene for a little bit too, it's just not K-Tune that has issues with the throttle bodies. There's another very popular company out there too that has some issues as well. You're going to get it from time to time. You know, with where this thing is leaking, and it's leaking from the shaft where it goes in to the throttle body, you can't tighten this. That's not going to fix it. Basically, it's the tolerances that have to be so close, and if they're not where they need to be, well, as this one was not surging and then it warmed up, metal will expand, and then you get a vacuum leak. It's not a super bad vacuum leak. Yes, it is causing a surging idle, and yes, the idle is higher than it should be, but when I'm going to spray some, I have brake clean. We use brake clean a lot here, and you can spray any accelerant when you're trying to find a vacuum leak. I covered this before. You could spray starting fluid, you know, carb cleaner, any accelerant. Once you hit a vacuum leak, the idle is going to kick down and or stop surging, which is what I'm going to show you. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it right off the bat and easily, but you'll see it. Well, I should say you're going to hear it. That's what you're listening for. So this one is a wrap, and I'm going to try to multitask. I almost need one of those things that I could put on my head for my phone. Made good power. It smokes a little bit, I think. I've tuned this car prior to, and I looked at my notes beforehand. Primary oxygen sensor is not working, so closed loop is disabled, which would be nice to have here in case anybody's wondering, will that little vacuum leak throw off the tune? Once it's fixed, it may need some slight adjustment, which would be nice to have the primary oxygen sensor working because closed loop would handle all that in a sense. And I will also add, I had somebody last week try to say that I was bashing my customers. I'm not bashing them at all. I'm doing these videos to really help everybody out. If you take it one way or the other, and I mean, I'm very, very open. The last video I did, you know, I said the guy was very, this was about I refuse to tune a car and the other stuff. I'm just showing you what I deal with on a daily basis. But, you know, as far as like companies that I won't carry, like K-Tune, that's to help you guys out down the road. Because if you were to install something like this and then not know, like if it's your first installation, you know, and on top of that, I always have your best interest in mind, including your wallet, your pockets. Case in point, I'm going to show you another customer that ordered a part somewhere else, and if that part was ordered through us on the internet, we'd actually call you up and say, hey, are you sure you ordered the right part? And what I'm talking about is a crank pulley. So anyways, I'm going to unstrap it. I'm going to take my Dyno wideband out, and this one is going to be a wrap. We explained to him what's going on with the surging idle. We have a video. And of course, And he's elected to take the car like this, so he's going to try to, I think, swap throttle bodies back into the stock one. But at the same time, we're here for him if he needs help later on. You know, as I say before in my videos too, if you're trying to do something yourself and you're a client here, we're here to help you. We know some shops won't give you the time of the day if you were to call or send us a message and say, hey, I'm trying to do this. I get that, but like I said, if you're a client here, we take care of you even when your car is gone. So let me go really quick to my desk and show you the other part I'm talking about. Okay, so the part I was talking about that we actually encountered this week too was the ATI Super Dampener. If you're not familiar with the ATI Super Dampener, they sell a street and a race version. This would be the race version. The biggest difference between the race and the street version is the street version has an area for an alternator belt. Stuff like this, and I try to train my guys to think ahead. You know, we can't catch everything, but one example too is we sell Hondata Flash Pro, the carb version, on our website. It's not very popular, and if we ever see an order like that come through, we'll call you up and say, hey, you know, same thing with this, you know, the super dampener. Hey, and he didn't order it from us, the super dampener. We'll call you and say, hey, did you mean to order this? We'll explain the reason, and most guys will, you know, hit us back up with, oh no, I didn't know that there was a difference. Can you please refund that order and I'll order the right one? So trying to prevent any issues in the future, you know, where some places just see an order, they fulfill it, and then if you try to return it, they hit you with like a restocking fee and all that stuff. Some places won't even return items. It's just, we're always trying to think about you. We're always trying to think about your wallet. We're always trying to think about, well, you know, did he mean to order such product? Let's just call him up. It's going to take 2 seconds to get him on the phone. If we don't get him on the phone, we'll shoot him an email and go from there. Saves a lot of hassle, saves a lot of time. So we have this Civic that came from another shop. I just wanted to show you guys the outside really quick. It is boosted. And I did mention the other shop for a reason. I won't name the names, but I'm going to get into that a little bit more. I'm going to sit inside this really quickly, not only because it's going to be a little bit quieter so you can hear me. I don't want to be yelling out here, and I don't know how loud I'm going to sound on video, but let me get inside real quick, show you what I'm going to be doing, and talk a little bit about what I've been doing before the car even showed up here. And this car is running one of our Haltech packages. Give me 1 second. So as I mentioned, this one is utilizing our Haltech. This is our 550 package, plug-and-play harness. This car is OBD2A, it should be, from the looks of what I'm seeing. We make the harness for OBD2A, OBD2B, OBD1, and not just for the 550, the 750 as well, and the 1500. But I will say, the one reason I mentioned that this was another shop is because there's too many people out there, especially other shop owners, where, just trying to show you the dash. Let me flip the camera around. Now, I am going to get into what exactly I'm doing today in this car, but I just wanted to say, and why I mentioned it was a shop. We hear it time and time again where other shops are so quick to badmouth another shop to try to gain business, or they won't have anything to do with any car if it's been to another shop. It's like they're, you know, they're upset. They're going to take their ball home and run. When this guy called us up, said what this shop was doing, and they're installing the turbo stuff, and wanted to know if we can help, without hesitation, I said absolutely. I call it success. There's so much more success to go around that other businesses don't have to be stingy with stuff. They don't have to feel like that like their feelings are hurt. You know, we do installs here. And if you don't want us to tune it afterwards, I get it. I don't get offended. Business is business. You know, it is what it is. So, but, you know, nowadays, and what I'm going to show you too, you know, a little bit what I've been doing, and, you know, why I've been busy, because I actually do work besides doing the Dino stuff. I do a bunch of other stuff here too. You know, it's just unreal. I don't know. I hate the negativity. And other people, I feel, would be that much more successful if they change that outlook and whatnot. And I hate to use the word hate, but it's like that hate in their heart. And they're just out to, you know, if you're not coming to me, I'm not going to take your car on, I'm not going to touch it, not going to talk to you. It's like, come on, man. So what I've been doing ultimately, though, is when they bought the package, I set them up with a base map, got all the info, and he was having some issues getting it started. It was more so on setting the TDC offset, which I was there. I was not there in person, but I was in the email telling them, hey, well, this is how you got to do it. Finally got it started. They sent me data logs. I looked over the data logs. I said, hey, I think you're having an issue here or there. They swapped some parts out inside the engine bay. And now ultimately I said, for everything else that I got to look over, I can do it in person. I'm going to look over, I'm going to start the car, going to see what it's doing. In the one log, it looked like it was idle surging, which I did confirm. So we're going to see if it wants to idle surge and kind of go from there. So come along. I'm going to go stick something under the tire because the e-brake does not want to work that great. And when I put it in neutral, the car wanted to start to roll. So let me go find a piece of wood really quick or something to stick in front of this tire. I will add, as I'm going to get a piece of wood or a tire chock, Prelude update is coming. If you've been watching the videos and you know all about this Prelude that we've been doing some intercooler stuff on. A little sneak preview. So I do got it running. As you can see, it's at operating temp. Started right up with the battery charger hooked up. The jump pack, you can see though the alternator is not charging, and you probably can't hear in the video, but it's got a slight misfire. So I'm going to look into that, and then I will report back here. Okay, so I am in the engine build / wiring room now. That car that I was just out messing with that you saw, there's a couple things wrong with it. I made a list. We talked to them. There's some stuff that should be addressed before it goes on the dyno, and we told them, you know, if this doesn't get addressed beforehand, this is what can happen. And then there's other stuff that 100% has to be addressed before it goes on the dyno. But I'm not going to get into that because, as I just said, I'm not here to badmouth another shop. I'm here to help. So we're going to give them the insight, and they can grow off of that. And that's not for me to publicly, you know, bash that other shop, as I was just stating. Well, you know, I don't do that. We don't need negativity. But you're seeing a little bit about what we deal with on a daily basis. Now, I will add, I'm going to show you what I've been doing. I do a lot of stuff, of course, here. I'm just not always on the dyno. There is other stuff that I am currently doing right now. So I'm going to take the camera down, show you guys, and kind of just get into it a little bit more. So now we have wiring harnesses and ECU packages that are shipping out. And one of the things we do, and we don't cover it, I don't cover a lot of stuff either because it's boring, or as I said before, I know other shops specifically watch what we do and they're trying to copy stuff and learn from us and then go out and try to badmouth us. The funny thing is, and I'm actually laughing at that, we had a phone call this week where well, not a customer of ours, it was a customer of another place that ordered wiring elsewhere and wanted to know if we knew anything about their revision on their harnesses, because apparently the wiring is wrong and you have to repin stuff, which we ultimately said, well, why are you contacting us? We don't sell their product. We don't advertise their product. He said, well, I can't get a hold of them. They ghosted me. So this stuff you don't see. This is the quality control aspect, and these harnesses aren't fully done. They're in my hands at this point because I'm testing them out. Once I test them out, or if I have to put a base map on something, which we offer at no charge on certain applications, if you're, most Hondas and Acuras, I'll say, just contact us before you purchase and we'll let you know. So I'm doing all the testing, making sure that when you get this harness, you're having no problems. You see, what do we have here? Okay, so we have a WB1, because we actually sell our harnesses where you can also plug your WB1 right into it. Originally, we didn't make the harnesses like that, and somebody said, hey, well, why don't you make the option where we could just plug in later on if we wanted to get like a WB1. So we actually have that option now. And even if you don't plan on doing it right off the bat, it's always nice later on so you don't have to modify a harness that you just purchased. You know, we do it for the flex fuel sensors and stuff. What do we have here? We have a 1500. The 1500s as well, we make the OBD1, OBD2 harnesses. And we got a 550 here. I got to test and pull up all the info for these customer orders. And we also have, this is an analog harness for Hondata, which I'll actually send have a link down below. These are awesome if you're trying to add extra sensors, say like an oil pressure sensor, an oil temp sensor, fuel pressure sensor. This can all be ran through Hondata, S300 or K Pro, and it's an extra, it's a safety measure, as I would call it. So always nice to have stuff like that too. So just something that I'm doing that, you know, it's on my job list here, and that's that. I am going to add, though, this last little clip. This last little clip that I'm adding in, and I wanted to sit down because I don't want to just be hovering with the camera and make anybody motion sickness, or give anybody motion sickness. This last little clip is an 8th Gen Civic Si. I wanted to get more video coverage. I've said it before. I'm not a full-time YouTube creator. It doesn't pay the bills, so at times, if I'm deep into work, I don't take out my phone. I work. This week, though, I've been seeing so much misinformation about catch can setups, and I'm going to get into that later. I don't want to talk, but this little clip just at the very end, we had to do a clutch pedal. It was broken, and then we did our catch can setup as well. We'll just show you that little clip, and we'll have a link down below, and you could buy it. And I'm trying to do a couple different things here in the videos, whether you know it or not, or whether you can kind of tell the difference. If you've been a long time follower, a watcher, then you might be able to kind of tell what I'm trying to do and go for in a sense. And I do have other stuff, as I said, that I have been continuously working on that you guys will see too, which I'm excited about. And as I said before, I'm not going to mention anything so that other shops can just steal the idea and run with it. So with that being said, here are the final clips. Appreciate you watching. I said it early in the beginning of the video. Please like, share, subscribe, do all that stuff. Helps the channel grow tremendously. That's it. Here's another car that I'm covering, and we already got the pedal out, but you can see, and this is on an 8th Gen Civic Si that is right here. I just wasn't available to get the video beforehand, but, well, not anything I could show you anyways, in a sense. So we're going to replace this little guy with this guy, and he's got an adapter here that's going to hold everything together. Let's see how that works as well. So just another something we're throwing into the mix. So you saw the clutch pedal that we had to fix. We also did the catch can install. Now with the catch can install, we sell a whole kit. You do have to cut the lines, but we give you enough lines where you can route it wherever you'd like. We also started using a new catch can because our old kit, which actually it's not the old kit, we still have that kit, uses a Vibrant catch can. Vibrant catch can is a really nice catch can, but they revised it not too long ago, and when they revised it, the price went up. And you know, I get it, I understand it, I understand when stuff's getting a little bit too expensive. So we give another option now, and this is the other catch can that we have that's a little bit more affordable. And as I said, it comes with all the lines, fittings. You have your choice of different catch cans. You'll see, I'll send the link down below. Comes with the fitting for the block, the lines. So that line goes all the way underneath the intake manifold, goes to the block fitting that's right over there. And then of course you see the valve cover, which it just slips right on there too. You don't have to do anything fancy. It is a tight fit, as you can see. It takes some muscle to get it on there, but it works and it does its job, which is to ventilate the crankcase and the engine in general. So just something else that I wanted to show you guys, as little as it may seem, or you know, some people don't realize that we do little stuff as far as fixing pedals or installing catch cans. I figured I'd just put this at the very end, bonus footage. This is a personal project that I picked up. Now, before I did go and check it out, it supposedly did run. The seller, she had a sad story to say the least, and I don't want to get into it. But nonetheless, I made her an offer. It wouldn't start. I told her that what I probably have to do is take apart the carb and do all that stuff. I got a pretty good deal on it. Still kind of blows my mind that it's from 1979, and these are good models from what I'm seeing and researching. So I'm going to try to get it started and running. But for people that watch my videos and they want to be educated in a sense, well, now I'm going to go on the internet because, well, I'm not really familiar with this carb on this particular model. And besides me, when I had to go to school and I graduated, I had to learn about carbs. But I also knew at that time, even way back when, carburetors were kind of getting phased out at that time. And nowadays, we're in the Midwest, so I'll say carburetors they're not, I don't want to say popular, but they're more popular in warmer climates. That's kind of what I feel. I've known some carburetor type tuners that only they specialize in that. They all went to warmer climates because in the wintertime, most people put their carbureted cars away. But this is, just kind of showing you guys, this is something that I picked up. I'm going to work on it myself in my spare time. I don't get much spare time. I put a lot into the business here, but this is kind of just to hold on 1 second. So as I was saying before the air compressor kicked on, this is my little personal project. I'm going to do it on my spare time, and it's more so for my mental health. I like to be hands-on with stuff, but at times, if I have spare time or I'm trying to do something, I don't want to say for fun, but yes, I can continue to work here nonstop, kind of getting my mind off other things here with this. So we'll see how this goes. I don't know if there'll be another update. I just figured I'd throw this in at the very end of the video, show you guys a little bit something that I'm tackling, trying to take on, and not really concerned about removing the carb. It's all the other little components inside. So, maybe if I get some comments down below and maybe some people are looking to help me out or something, then I'll do a follow-up video on this. But I just figured show you guys besides, what else I do maybe in my spare time. I do other stuff too. I draw and paint and whatnot, but I don't know. This is still this is along the lines of still what we do here, so I figured you guys would find it entertaining.